Hello enemies and book lovers, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. I am back. Oh my god, it feels so good to be filming again. It is amazing. If you read my community tab, I was sick and depressed for like half a month. March hasn't been very kind to me. I was sick on my birthday, didn't go anywhere. I haven't really gone anywhere at all other than like grocery shopping, but I'm finally feeling better. It's the 1st of April. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy month, but I'm hoping I can get some books read and be a little bit ambitious this month because there's 2 readathons I'm taking part in this month. I'm taking part in the Magical Readathon done by G on Bookroast's channel, and then I'm also going to be doing Realmathon done by Cassidy on Covers with Cassidy's channel. I've already started it, it's already the 1st, and so I already got some reading in a little bit, so I'm excited to talk about it with you. Last year for the Realmathon, I kind of put it as a priority for me. I kind of put it in the forefront, and I took more part in Realmathon than I did with the Magical Readathon, and this year it's going to be the opposite. I'm going to be kind of focusing on the Magical Readathon more than Realmathon, only because I just really want to get my character into their classes and finish and do all that. So for Realmathon, I was going to do it with Enya because Enya is fantasy and I usually read fantasy, but I think I was like slumped out for like 2 months straight because I'm just reading too much fantasy, just too much fantasy for me, which is weird to say, but it's just true. I just been reading too much of it, and I think I needed a little bit of a break. So I actually joined Team Cyrus, which is the pink team, which is the realm of romance. I am competitive, but the thing is, like, I feel bad attacking in the other teams. So for Realmathon, it's a readathon where you read books and then you can either attack or defend your own realm or attack another realm. So for example, you can read a book, get like 30 points, and you can either remove points from other teams or add it to your own. I feel bad attacking other realms. I'm just really empathetic and I feel bad about small things, so I'm probably not going to be attacking if I can. There's already one book on here that I already know I'm going to defend with, so I'm hoping I can defend as much as possible and not attack as much. So Team Cyrus is for me, but honestly, good luck to all the teams out there. I don't mind if anyone else wins. I'm losing my competitive streak. I'm just have fun, okay? I'm gonna have fun. For the Magical Readathon, this is a readathon that takes place, I think it's just kind of started last year. It used to be different, but now G changed it. Now it's the Aurelium Readathon, and it is where you have a character and you can take classes and you can go into a guild. Either you can choose one or you can do a quiz and you can be sorted into a guild. There's also a calling, which is kind of like what you want to do or what your character wants to do, like a job kind of, I guess you can say. So my character lives in Dark Meadow. Dark Meadow is like a place I think mostly resides underground. There are dragons that inhabit this area, which is really fun. One of the reasons why I chose it. The Grand Library is also in Dark Meadow. I mean, come on, like it just sounds perfect for me. It's like a fantasy kind of esque world, or at least area, so I really love it. I love Dark Meadow. It's very like my aesthetic. Kind of. I mean, at least my character's aesthetic. My character is Altarian. I don't know why it's so hard to say that word, but I just am struggling with it. This character just makes a lot of sense to me. An Altarian in Dark Meadow, and he's kind of like this rogue-ish character in my brain. So I don't know, I'm having a really fun time with him. They're also shapeshifters, so most of them are crows. You can do anything, I think that G said, anything that's smaller than like a direwolf. I actually just said screw it, I'm just gonna stick with the crow. I mean, it's very like traditional and boring and like default, but I think it makes a lot of sense, especially considering my character as a whole. My character's name is actually based off of the character in my own story that I'm currently writing. His name is Corvus, which is ironically the Latin word for crow, and it is also a constellation. So I just thought it'd be really cool. He's like a celestial kind of like Altarian. He's very like moon and stars, and he's like really fond of that kind of stuff. He's a wildling, so he kind of like derived from the wilds. He is a novice. I mean, I did last year's classes, but this year will be bringing me to apprentice this year, so I'm really excited about it. I have enough points so that way DNFs actually do count towards my prompts, so that's also kind of fun. I am in Order of the Crescent. I was actually placed into this order, and it actually very much fits me, and also Corvus, so I love this. Like, it's pretty much perfect. His character is a very good embodiment of like what I would want in a character, so I'm really happy with it. My guild's legacy is to have a familiar, so my character's familiar is also going to be taken from my book that I'm currently writing for Corvus's actual character in the book. He's a white crow in my book, but in this I'm going to be changing the crow to a raven. So Corvus, in at least this world for the Magical Readathon, he will be having a familiar that is a white crow named Moonin, which is based off of the one of the 2 crows that Odin has, Moonin, which is the word for memory, because he uses Moonin to help him remember different things, texts from the Great Library in Dark Meadow, and it just makes sense to me. I just imagine him like perched on his shoulder and with his like hood on and just like hunched low with like this white raven on his shoulder. I mean, like, come on. It's pretty cool. And because of last year's autumn equinox, I was able to have him adopt a bone cat. So Tursus is his bone cat he adopted. And at the end of this year, when I do my like year-long part of the readathon, you will be getting an owl cat. So he's gonna have, he's gonna be like a crazy cat man. And I love that for him. Let's just get on to the Magical Readathon, my TBR, the prompts, and what they fulfill. So first, bringing over from March into April. This was not supposed to be on my TBR, but I have not really read that many books in March, to be honest with you. I'm actually surprised with the amount I read because depression and sickness and everything combined, it's a bad combo. I cannot read when I'm depressed. I can't do almost anything. So luckily, I actually managed to read a decent amount, but there is something I did not get to finish, and I am about a third of the way through this. That is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas. Like I said, I'm a little bit of the ways through this. I've been enjoying it, but I did not get to finish it by the end of the month. Unfortunately, I think I had like 6 days where I just didn't read at the end of the month, and it's really unfortunate because I could have finished it. I could have done it, but I just didn't. I wasn't able to read, so I'm not gonna beat myself up over it, but I am enjoying it. It's interesting so far. If you don't like Kale, this one might be a little bit hard for you to read. I don't mind him, so this hasn't been that bad for me. But yeah, this is like the second last book in the Throne of Glass series, following Kale and other characters. It's been interesting, so yeah, I'm just excited to finish it because I really just need to finish it. And that's all I have to say about that. There's no prompt for this one. I'm just pushing this from March into April. So that's all I wanted to say about this one. So my character is going to be going into the apprentice, or like the second step into Beastmaster. If my character wants to eventually, like his end goal is to master the class of Beastmaster so that he can tame a dragon. He's from Dark Meadow and he has dragons surrounding him, and his biggest goal in life is to be one of the first people, probably not the first, but one of the first people to tame a dragon, and that's like his end goal. So I'm going to stick to Beastmaster pretty much the entire time. So my first class I have to pass is Alchemy, which is a prompt for metal in the name. So this would be gold, silver, brass, anything like that. As long as it has a metal in the name, it works. Now this one, I mean, it does count. It has to count, right? So this prompt is a little bit literal. I'm taking it because I really need to read this book anyway. I think I'm gonna get to this book, and I just needed to get to it anyway, and it oddly enough really works out, even though, like I said, a bit literal in regards to having metal in the name, because it literally has the word metal, and I think that does count. And that is the, of course, 4th book in the second era of Mistborn. This is technically the 7th book in the Mistborn series in general, but it is the 4th and last in the second era. I'm finally going to be finishing this like era, or part of the series, and I think I'm excited about it. Okay, I'm gonna get to my wrap up. I'm gonna be talking about the Bands of Mourning in my wrap up, and I'll be telling you a few things. There's some things I have to say that are a little bit controversial. We'll see how that works out, but regardless, I'm excited about this. The ending of the last book was really, really amazing, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and hoping I like it. I talked about this many, many, many times, so I'm not gonna go too far into it, but this is the last book in the second era. So you don't have to see me talking about Mistborn anymore, which is really nice for me and you probably, but finally gonna be finishing this. I'm excited. I'm a bit nervous. I don't know. I'll talk about my wrap up, why I feel like this, but I'm mostly optimistic. This will be my book for having metal in the cover. I mean, there's literally the word metal. Like I said, it's not an actual metal or an ore, but I think it counts, so I'm gonna go with it. I'm sorry if you hear ambulances in the background. It's just chaotic. It's still the morning and it's chaotic. Okay, my next class my character is gonna be taking is Animal Studies. This one is to flip a coin. If it lands on heads, it's nonfiction. If it lands on tails, it's fiction. All right, you're gonna have to really believe me when I say this, but I actually did flip the coin. When the Magical Readathon was announced, like the prompts and everything, I instantly flipped a coin. I was so excited about this. So I don't have footage of it because I was so excited that I just flipped a coin and did it by myself. I probably should have done it on my YouTube channel because, you know, that makes sense. But of course I didn't do that because I was too excited about it. And I was sick. And I was like, I'm doing this because I was just sick and tired. So I just wanted to do something fun, and I did. So I flipped a coin and it did land on tails. So I got fiction. I wouldn't have minded nonfiction. I'm not a huge, I'm not against nonfiction, although obviously I am more of a fiction person. So I landed on tails. I got fiction, which was really cool because I was already going to read a lot of fiction this month anyway. So I needed to read another book anyway for a book club that's a fiction book, and it's also a fantasy, which won't really be counting much toward, again, my Cyrus team for Realmathon, but this is the last one that's like a fantasy book, which is nice. So for a fiction book, I'm going to be choosing For They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. This is obviously, like I said, the second book in the First Law trilogy, and this will be read from the Catch Up Book Club. The live show will be next month, usually within the first 2 weeks of the month. I just finished The Blade itself in March, so I didn't talk much about it. It is, I didn't love it, didn't hate it. It's just like a lot I have to kind of like get interested in, but I am interested in continuing it. This is following a trio of characters. We have Giselle, we have Glokta, and we have Logan. Glokta is like a torturer who's now an inquisitor. I love him so much. We have Logan, who's a Northman, and he kind of just like lives, you know, outside of like the cities and the castles and all that stuff. And then eventually in the first book he kind of goes into the city life and meets other people, and it's kind of endearing. I really like Logan too. And then we have Giselle, who's the posh rich one that's like fencing in the first book, where he does like this little fencing competition. Giselle, not a huge fan of him, but here we are. We also have other characters, obviously side characters, that I'm really excited about learning more of, like Arday, but I'm really excited about it. I do have a Google document I post on the Catch Up Book Club Discord, so if you want to know the characters and the descriptions of the characters, if it's easier for you to visualize like me, I have an entire Google document from that, and it takes me a long time to get through the books and also type up these documents, but it's really worth it for me, and I'm hoping that it helps other people, so I'm really appreciative of people that like to use it, because it makes me happy that other people are using it too. I hope I can get through it. Like I said, it's gonna be a busy month in April, and I'm just hoping I can get through these books. This one I can probably, you know, like put into the beginning of May, but May is also a busy month for me. So yeah, April and May are the busiest months for me. May is gonna be the worst, so we'll see how far I can get into it. I'm hoping I can finish it. I need to finish it before the live show at least, so even if I don't finish it until like the first week of May, that's fine for me, as long as I finish it relatively soon, I guess. For the next class, we're going to be doing elemental studies. This one is pretty easy for me. This is just having flowers on the cover, and honestly, every single book from this point on, the next like 3 books, all have flowers on the cover, so this works out really well for me. I'm going to be choosing a host favorite again. This will be Her Soul to Take by Harley Leroux. This is Becca's favorite book, and I'm excited about it, but also a little bit nervous about it. I will say I don't really know much about it. All I know is, like, you can see on the cover right now, like, it's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I'm not usually like a dark romance, or like it looks like he's like wearing like a deer skull. Like, I don't know if that's him, if that's like in his body, like if that's integrated, or if that's like a separate thing. I feel like it's probably integrated. It's probably all one, and that's going to be very interesting to me. I don't know much about it. Like I said, actually, you know what? I'm gonna look it up, okay? I'm gonna look it up for you. I'm gonna look it up and read what it's about and tell you what it's about, because I feel like I should. I'm a booktuber, right? I have to do that now. This is the first book in the Souls trilogy, so there are 3 books. I don't think they're all out yet. No, there's only 2 books right now. The second one is also very interesting. Let's just not talk about that one. So the main character, Leon, is supposedly a killer. I mean, that's what he calls himself, at least, or what other people call him. Killing is what I'm best at, except her. The only one I'm supposed to take, the one I should have killed. I didn't. All right, so she summons a demon, and this demon, I'm assuming, is Leon, the guy on this cover, and he starts to like stalk her, and I guess he's supposed to kill her, but I mean, he obviously is not going to. He's probably gonna do other things with her. It has a list of kinks and fetishes, so I'm not reading those out. I think YouTube would not appreciate that, so I'm not going to do it. But all the stuff on here, I'm fine with. Well, not me, I swear. Well, some of them. No, never mind. So anyway, so I'm excited about this. I think I am, at least. I'm a little bit nervous, I'll be honest with you, but hey, we're in for the ride, and we're taking it. We're gonna keep taking it to the end. Another book I'm gonna read that technically does have flower petals on it. This will not be putting under a Magical Readathon prompt, so this is going to be completely random. I already talked about it last month, and that is Lore Olympus by Rachel Smith. This is the only book I got for March for my birthday, but like, I don't even care. I'm just so excited and happy about it. So yeah, I don't have like huge book hauls. This is my book haul for my birthday. Like, I see people that are like, my book haul, my birthday book haul, and it's like 30 books, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'm really excited to be getting to this. Like I said, I got myself a book, and then I got this one by Jessica, so like I said, appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'm going to be reading this, like I said, in April. I'm probably gonna be bringing this to Niagara Falls. I want to do a reading vlog within that week to like show you some videos of the things I'm going to be doing. I'm so excited about it. I went to Niagara Falls last year, and it had like, it's the best days of my life. They were so amazing. It was amazing. I just had such a good time. So I'm gonna be bringing this with me to Niagara and reading in the room, and like I think it's just like the perfect read to have like a quick, because I'm gonna be so busy, I'm not gonna have a lot of time to read, but this will be perfect for that. But yeah, Lore Olympus, Persephone and Hades retelling, kind of with really beautiful art style with different like bright colors. This doesn't technically have a prompt, but I did kind of say that there's also kind of flowers on it. I mean, it's like little rose petals or flower petals, so kind of counts. But yeah, I'm excited to be getting this as well when I am on a vacation, I guess you could say. So the second last class is Lore, and Lore is to read a book with a map. I actually originally was going to do this for the next prompt, and I was like shuffling and picking a random book, but I have Kindle Unlimited for this month and last month, so I think I wanted to kind of just keep up with the Kindle Unlimited thing. And because I had KU, I wanted to read a lot of romance. That's why I went to St. Cyrus. So for a book with a map, I actually chose this book at random. I just went through my wish list. I have like 99 books on my KU romance wish list. Like, it's not actually a wish list. I just wanted books I want to read when I have KU. But the book I chose at random was Curse of Shadows and Thorns by L.J. Andrews. I also don't know anything about this book. I did read the synopsis of it. I honestly cannot tell you what it's about, but it's kind of like, you know, cliche, very like traditional fantasy romance, and I am excited to give it a try. I think I've only seen it around a little bit. I haven't seen a whole lot about it, but I'm still excited to give it a shot and see how I feel about it. This is the first book in the Broken Kingdoms. This book came out in 2021, so it's still pretty new. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh no, this is like an 8-book series. Well, if I like this series, well, I'm in for a treat because there's a lot of books coming in with this one. So the first line's already like a bargain between enemies, which is probably going to be an enemy to lovers romance, or at least like, you know, we'll see if it's actually enemy to lovers, but still, you know, I'm not complaining. A little tidbit, by the way, the reason why I say hello enemies and book lovers is because enemies to lovers is one of my favorite tropes. I don't want to call you guys my lovers, so I just say book lovers, you know? So just like a little bit of a random thing, the reason why I say that in the introduction, just like a little heads up. Anyway, no one cares, so let me just continue. So we're following a character named Elise, and supposedly her ancestor stole the crown from the Fae King. She is the niece of the brutal king, and instead of wanting to get married and like settle down, she'd rather just go to like gambling halls and just have a good time. But her uncle forces her into a marriage. Is this like the marriage trope where like they get married and they hate each other? I mean, I hate that in real life, but like in a book, it's kind of nice. Like, I've only read one book like that. I think it was Blood and Honey. That's the only book I ever read like that. Supposedly the Legion has a curse, and I guess she kind of gets into this curse accidentally with him, and I'm assuming she probably tries to break it with him. I don't know, but I read it and it went over my head a little bit, I'll be honest with you, but I mean, it seems like an enemies to lovers. Her uncle's trying to marry her off, and I mean, I kind of hope it's with Legion, but we'll see. This seems like very typical, you know, fantasy romance, and I'm kind of living for it. It's been a long time since I read fantasy romance. It's one of my favorite genres, and I haven't gotten to it in so long because I've just been prioritizing high fantasy or adult fantasy. So I'm excited about this one. I'm really looking forward to seeing if I like it. Like I said, I haven't heard a lot about it. I did hear about it, I think, on Instagram. That's where I got it from. So I'm going to try it. So next is Restoration. This is to don't look and just shuffle around and pick a book. So this, I actually decided to use my scratch off thing that I have, and I just decided to not look, pick a random one, and that one decided what I was going to be reading for this prompt. So yeah, shuffle randomly and choose. I actually don't think I chose the favorites. I think I chose romance. Sorry, yes, I chose your recommendation for romances because I wanted to make sure it was romance because I wanted to get points for Cyrus, and so I did that. So I shuffled, didn't look, picked a random one, and I will actually show you the footage of it because I did record that. So I will show you me choosing it and scratching it off and showing you it. So let me do that right now. Here I am with my little scratch card, and this is for my romance books. So I'm really excited about them. Some of them are from you, some of them I put on myself. So I have my own nickel here, and we're going to choose one at random. All right, that's the one, I guess. So we're gonna be choosing this one. All right, I am nervous. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is from a viewer. Okay. This is from Book Hoarding Hamster from Instagram. Okay. So this was actually chosen by one of the people on my Instagram, and I really appreciate them because they gave me I think like at least like 3 or 4 of their recs on my scratch cards, so I'm actually really excited about it. So this one is actually going to be a contemporary romance, which I don't usually read, but I'm already like halfway through it right now currently. So like I know what to actually tell you. I actually know what to tell you in the description of it. So this will be easy for me. This is The Brightest Light of Sunshine by Lucina Coney. This is going to be read, obviously, like I said, on Kindle Unlimited. I was really lucky to have this on Kindle Unlimited, so this was like a perfect pick for me. This is going to be fulfilling a lot of Cyrus prompts, and I'm so excited. So the Realmathon, I'm going to be getting 66 points for this book, which is amazing. This is following a main character named Grace. She is 22 years old, and 4 years prior to the book that's taking place, she was assaulted at a party. So there is obviously trigger warnings for SA, and she's kind of just trying to heal from it, I guess you can say. She goes to a tattoo parlor and plans to get this tattoo, and she sees Cal, or Callingham, I believe his name is, and he's like this heavily tattooed, really tall. Like, they always mention how tall he is, but he's like a 6'3". She's like a 5. I think she's like 5'2" 5'2" or 5'3" or something, and he's like 6'2". So he's like this really tall, broad, muscular guy. He's like a tattoo artist, and she goes in to get a tattoo, and she like kind of like chickens out and isn't really comfortable yet to get one. So it's just like a romance between her and this character, and her kind of growth and trust in men, because she's so scared of men because of what happened to her. But she slowly kind of becomes having a friendship with him, and eventually I'm assuming romance. Like right now I'm halfway through and they're just like good friends, and it's actually kind of endearing. The pacing of this book is pretty slow, so it's not like instantaneously they're already doing things. It's a pretty slow build up from her kind of gaining the trust of another man, or a man again, because it's been a long time since she actually trusted a guy. He's like a cinnamon roll kind of character. He's very like kind to her. There's like a scene where she had like her period, and he like gave her like a heating pad and like took care of her, and it was really cute. Hellingham also has a sister who's 4 years old, and like the dynamic between him and his sister, adorable. She's 4 years old, he is 30 years old. It's really cute. Like him and his sister are the most adorable thing in the world. Like men with like their own babies, or like they're like little sisters or like little brothers, it melts my heart to no end. It's so cute to me. I love it so much. I'm really excited to see where this goes and the romance. And like I said, I'm not a huge like contemporary romance girly, but I'm actually having a good time with this, so I'm not mad about it. Yeah, that is it for my TBR for the month of April. I made this way too long. I'm not looking forward to editing this. I'm supposed to edit this and post it by tomorrow, which is a fun time for me. So let me just end this really quickly and promptly. If you have joined Realmathon, let me know what your team is, and if you haven't, and if you joined Magical Readathon, let me know what your like calling is, so I can tell like what class you're in, because like I always find that so fun to see what people chose for their callings. It's just like a really good time. If you haven't obviously joined any readathons, that's fine too. If you want to like leave an emoji like for Team Cyrus, if you haven't joined any of the teams and you want to put your own, you know, team emoji, if you don't have a team and you haven't joined the readathons and you want to add one, add like either an eggplant or a peach, because that is that is officially in my brain Team Cyrus's emojis. Like Ilma has llamas, the horror one has like the ghosts, we have eggplants and peaches, so there we go, which I think is superior. So we're gonna put eggplants and peaches in my comments. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but we're gonna do it anyway. Flood my comments with it, please. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? It's been so long since I filmed. I'm just unwired today. I'm just too much. Let's just like all the good energy for April. Let's hope it all works out. I just hope for the best. I know a lot of people have been struggling in April, a few people at least, so I just hope this is gonna be a good month for all of us, and I'm excited about it. So let's get through our readathons, let's have a good time, let's get some good reading in, and I'm so excited about it. So thank you so much for watching. As usual, I appreciate you all so much for being here always and always and always, and I missed you when I was gone. I missed being here, I missed making videos, I just missed talking to you all. So thank you for being here, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, hope you have a great reading month, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye everyone.